Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another awesome video. So I haven't made a video in a while, so I decided I'll make a video about something that I was kind of thinking about. So uh I've had this magnet kind of laying in my room for a while, not really knowing anything like what to do with it. It accepts a 2-inch coil, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of a bumped bottom plate there. It's got a really tight coil gap, as you can see there, but it does accept a 2-inch voice coil. And what I kind of wanted to do was I kind of wanted to turn this thing into like an 8-inch. I went online and I actually found a frame that has this bolt pattern, and so it'd actually be really easy to turn this thing into a really beefy 8-inch. So yeah, I have a couple subwoofer parts here. I got a frame there, I got a coil there, and I got this. I also have I have some cones up on the shelf, but they're for a 10-inch and for 3-inch coils. But so I don't know. I found this here, and this is actually the original frame for. Okay, it's been like 5-6 minutes. I don't remember where we were. But basically, I have all these speaker parts, and like I said, I wanted to do it. I thought it would be cool to make this into an 8-inch. This magnet here, it's about 7 inches or 8 inches around. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty good sized. So, actually, it's not very big at all, but for an 8-inch speaker, it would look really gnarly. So, that was my first idea. Now, another thing I noticed, and that's kind of where this frame comes in, is that I put this frame on here, and I obviously probably shouldn't be using the outer pattern because of that there. I don't know if you can tell, but like I said, this was an original 800 series Digital Designs frame. I still have the soft parts from it. It's this shit. But basically, it was kind of a pain to get this thing apart, and that's how DD subs are. You know, they can really make your fingers bleed sometimes. But one thing I noticed is that the inner bolt pattern, if I can get it lined up, it was actually exactly the correct size, to be honest. Let me see if I can get this thing lined up. Okay, so it's not perfectly lined up, but you can kind of tell there's that there, there's that, there's that, there's that one right there, you know, there's that one there, and there's that one there. The bolt pattern on this thing is, it matches identically. It doesn't surprise me though, because this is kind of a standard frame that you can get online. Actually, I don't. It's a little more rare, but it's you know, it's not a custom frame that's specific for DE. You know, so honestly, I I I could just build a 12. I have a frame and I have a magnet. The frame matches the magnet. So, um, you know, it doesn't look very impressive either, to be honest with you. If here's a side shot of it, it's not very, wouldn't be very big. But yeah, I mean, all I'd have to do, I mean, I got this coil here, and like I said, it's a copper coil. Probably only rated for 300 watts RMS, but I don't know if I can show you guys this. I don't like putting this coil in this magnet because it's actually like that tight of a gap. But I don't know if you can tell, but the coil gap is actually very, very tight. And so with a copper coil, I think even though this 12 isn't, you know, even though it's not going to be a very high powered 12, I think it's still pound for what it would be because of the large magnet for that coil, you know. I've never seen a magnet like this before either, because, you know, generally online nowadays, if you look at 7 or 8 inch magnets in diameter that are just double stacked like this, it's usually 2.5 inch coils or 3 inch coils. Never seen a 3.5 inch, or I've never seen one for a 3.5 inch or a 4 inch, and only have a total outer diameter of like 7 inches like this one. But this one accepts a 2 inch coil, so it's kind of unique. But I think, that being said, I think for this thing only being kind of a wimpy speaker, I think it'd actually beat. um, so honestly, for price, I think it'd be a little cheaper. Maybe I think it'd be cheaper to go this route because I already have a frame. I already have more parts than if I was to go with an 8 inch. Because if I went with an 8 inch, I'd have to order a new frame. So yeah, I also have some cones up on my shelf for a 10 inch speaker, but like I said, it's a 10 inch and it's only or it's for a 3 inch coil as well. So that wouldn't fit. I'd have to modify it. But on the other hand, though, I think all I'd have to do is take an angle grinder to this. There's actually threads. That's one thing I noticed, is that there's actually threads for the surround there. I'd have to take an angle grinder, and I'd have to cut the rest of the surround off here, sand it down, because when I took this thing apart, the surrounds are glued, so I just had to cut it, and so it's still on there. But basically, I could just order up a new cone, and generally cones come with surrounds. And even though this did come from a DD sub, like I said, it's not a special frame for Digital Designs. I do think I think just a standard 12-inch cone would do the trick. I don't know the size of the spider. My guess would be maybe a 8-inch or a 9-inch spider. If I have to, I'll use this lower spider landing here, because I don't know if I'll be able to find a spider that'll fit this, but also still accept a 2-inch coil like that. But yeah, we'll get it. But yeah, so all I'd have to get is a spider, a cone, which does include the surround, the terminals, and some glue, and some bolts. I think that's off the top of my head. I think that should do it. It's not going to take much, and honestly, it should be pretty cheap. So, yeah, it'd be cool to hear your guys' thoughts on this thing. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be very powerful. I could also order some screw terminals like this 7 Audio has, where it just screws in. I bet those are small enough that they'd work. So yeah, I think it'd be cool. So yeah, well, thought I'd let you guys know kind of what I'm up to. Thought it'd be kind of a cool idea. So yeah.